Hey friends, and welcome back to Stinky Robot Studios. I'm Michael Smell on the channel where we do a drawing once a week from start to finish here live. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you found the video, think you're watching it live, smash that thumbs up for me. Consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell notification because we do go live every single week. Hope you'll join me here. As always, I do encourage you guys, grab a pencil, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, something to draw with. See what you can come up with in the same time period I do. I like to throw a clock up just to kind of watch or monitor our time. I shoot for around 2 to 3 hours per live stream, but at the end we have a finalized piece of art that always looks pretty fantastic if you ask me. So yeah, on that note, guys, welcome back. Tell you what, feels like it's been a long time since I've been live. I did take off last week for the 4th and ended up spending... Yeah, we traveled a little bit, did a little camping, it was fun. We spent 4 tanks of gas, guys, in 1 week. You want to talk about painful? Ooh. Yeah, 4 tanks in 1 week was no way to do it. But we had a blast, and I am glad to be back here on the channel. I did do a little bit of a studio build last night. Didn't record it, but you will see what I built. Part of my drafting table upgrade. I've been talking about doing it for a while, and I finally did it. Been 2 days building a new organizing shelf for my drafting table, so I can't wait to show that off. I will be going, I will be doing a studio tour video, my first one. Filming it over the weekend. I'll be dropping either Monday or Tuesday, so be looking out for that. That should be pretty awesome. My first ever studio tour, so hopefully you'll give it a chance. Check it out. Tell me what you think. See if there's any upgrades that my studio is lacking on. Well, guys, with that, let's just jump in here and get started. This week we're working on, and by the way, there's that clock right there. If you haven't been here before, that up on the right hand corner, we are kind of keeping tally of how long we take. So this preliminary sketch I knocked out today before we went live is a nurse spot. So it's something my daughter's actually been asking for a long time for me to do. So she called me out on it today and said, "Dad, you've never done my nurse spot." So here we go. Nurse spot for my daughter. So we just did a quick little doodle here. In case you can't figure it out, by Stinky Robot, I do draw a lot of robots and a lot of animals, stuff like that here on the channel. If that's something you're interested in, by all means. That little fancy button right down below called subscribe. You can nail that sucker if you like to. Lately we've been focused quite a bit on just doing the live streams here on the channel, but that's all ending. We're still going to be going live, but we're going to be putting a much more larger emphasis and focus on creating more video content. So, pretty excited about that. It's been a while doing some preliminary sketch work, getting things kind of laid out. We're just about the point where we can start filming a few videos now. So, things to look forward to. Phone on vibrate here, it's going off on me. All right. So as always, I do start off with a preliminary sketch anymore, and we just start off by inking it in. Once we get the ink outline all finished up, then we jump in with the FW acrylic inks. Not sponsored, just what I'm currently using, and start really bringing the piece to life. Just starting here on the neck features of our little nurse spot. When I was drawing it out, kind of reminded me of an old skate deck I had when I was really young. Probably high school, teenage age, I used to skate a deck that had a little anime nurse on the bottom of it. Just kind of brought back memories a little bit. When I was drawing this out, I was like, I remember that. It's a cool deck. Back when I was 15, 16, not a care in the world. This image should come together pretty quick. Lately I've been doing some more time intensive works. So this one's going to be kind of a nice fresh breath of fresh air here, I guess. I say that, and I watch I'll spend 10 times longer than I should on it, but that's okay. That's how we go. Just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the simplest works turn out to be my longest, most time intensive. Because you start thinking, oh, it's a simple image, I can dig into details a little bit more on this one, and you start going down that rabbit hole, and it just goes for days. Oh. Trying a whole new shape on the mouth here. We'll see if this works out or not. It seems like a good idea. We'll see how the final look is. I'm also kind of going with the stylized hair, also something new. As I often do, I'm trying to take some style references and cues from like vintage 40s, 50s era. I love that era. Trying to do something different than stylized hair. Sometimes it's nice just to mix things up. This sketch is coming out pretty quickly. We button this up in just a second. We can actually start digging in with the inks. Just kind of get some idea of the little change in fabric, like some more thicker, ruffly shirt over top here as it feathers in. Okay. All we got left to do is the eyes. We can grab that fancy eraser and get started. Alright, I gotta get close in detail for this one. Okay. I do believe that's it. Moving on along. 10 minutes on the inking. That's got to be a nice little, almost a record there. Went pretty quick. Got back in focus there. There we go. Alright, there it is. Simple little nurse sketch. I think I'm going to start off with maybe a nice pink background, I think. So let's go with Scarlet. And some white. Want to go with a nice thin pink background. WT, what's going on, my friend? I am back. I kind of planned on going live last Friday when I got back into town, but after putting, I think, about 12, 14 hours behind the wheel of a car, I was just done. I didn't even do the driving all in one day. I did the driving over like 4 different days because I was like, we didn't go that far. It sounds like, oh man, you must have went state hopping. No, I didn't change into states. I just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back. Several trips back and forth while I was over the holidays. So by the time we got here on Friday and I was sitting down, we just turned on a movie as a family and took it easy. Ooh. One thing I don't like about the white ink, and it seems to be the only color that's doing it, is that it builds up a crust. I'm sure it's because it's got titanium or something in there that wants to dry out real bad. It makes a crust that just gets everywhere sometimes. I open the lid and I got white crusties everywhere. Alright, we are going to do a light background as always. If you've watched the videos before, I will start that off by getting the paper nice and wet so the ink has a good flow to it. And we're going to feather out some pink around. Keep our sexy nurse nice and clean here, so we'll let that ink flow around the perimeter without actually getting into our artwork just yet. Now I'm gonna go with a little bit smaller brush. Did I watch The Iron Giant? I've seen that hundreds of times, my friend, but not recently. Not recently. Nice. Go. Real kind of light, almost peaches pink, which I think is somewhat fitting for the content we're making here. Just want to keep it nice and let it feather out. Go to the back side here. But you got to work kind of quick because we do have that wet paper surface. It won't stay wet forever. It'll stay nice and moist for a while, and you can work it. It's got a little bit of workability, but you do want to still stay fairly quick, because if you don't, the ink will start drying out, and you won't get to be able to blend it as much. You see the blending here I'm doing along the line, the perimeter of the inks. That is the workability you get when you pre-wet your panel. I want to keep it real light up here near the top. I don't necessarily want to go to the edge of the paper. I want it to kind of stay just basically feather it out. Really light at the top, and where you get a lot darker down here near the neck. Alright, gotta keep that, nope. A bit dark there, but that's fine. We'll just feather it out, work it in. I want a nice darker tone right here in the middle. There we go. That's very 50s mauve or peach or whatever that color was real popular back then. Whatever they called it. Alright, we're just gonna keep it simple. Alright, let's start with her face. Oh, some blue and then indigo. I believe we're gonna make her hair probably blonde. Kind of where I'm thinking. Okay, we're just gonna paint this in. Start with light blue, start working our shadows, and then kind of moving in where I think I want the blue detail to stick. What in the world? Right, that's good. Yeah, for some reason I always find whenever if I take a little time off, I almost feel like sometimes YouTube gives you the bit of punishment. You come back and your stream's not necessarily as healthy as it once was, but not a big deal. So if you have shown up and give me a watch, guys, let me know. I really do appreciate you guys showing up, being here with me. Definitely encourage you to leave a comment in the chat if you missed in the chat. Hit me up with a comment down below after you watch the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions for the content, or anything you think I should draw. So I took the reference from my daughter today. She was the one been requesting me to do the nurse bot, so this one was due to her request today. Let's see. Okay, we're working on the blue. We're gonna make a nice, shiny, more of a chrome type face. Should be more of a chrome bot. You guys have seen me do many times, I imagine, if you've watched the channel. I do like making them. They're a lot of fun to do. They're all a lot of fun to do. That's why I keep painting robots. If you found this video and giving it a watch, guys, consider subscribing to the channel. We've got a lot of good content coming out this way. As again, we're always trying to build here on the channel, so thank you so much for being part of it. There's sexy nurse going here. All right. come in with indigo and get a little bit darker. They're really pulling out these shadows now. We'll just work it a little bit at a time. We don't want to jump in and make it too dark too fast. So we're just kind of building our layers a little piece at a time. Brush nice and wet and just kind of smooth everything together. I'm going to project a little bit more beauty than roughness on her, so we're not going to get too crazy with the blue. Not bad ideas there, WT. I like them. Drawing ideas. So here we go. A robot holding a bobblehead in the palm of his hand. And an animal checking out the robot statue. I like that idea. Bobblehead thing could be pretty cool. Definitely be pretty cool. More time I take right now to make sure that these are done well. Better off it'll end at the look in the end. Gotta keep it nice. There we go. Almost so tempting just to scribble it in, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to work too fast. It's really tempting just to grab a brush, throw in some dark color, and move on. But that's not the best look, is it? Gonna take our time. Make sure it's well done. Alright, now here's the question. What do I make her eyebrows? Thinking I'm probably gonna go in black with them. Actually, but she's blonde, so maybe they should go blonde. We'll see. We'll wait near the end to kind of figure that part of it out. Need to go in and do some mouth work as well. Make it dark. This is another one I think I'd probably make a small portrait painting. You know, last time I went live, I did the Matador, and that one I think would also do very well as a standalone portrait painting. Kind of one of the directions I'm moving right now. What we're going to be doing is 11 by 14, 16 by 20, just basic portrait paintings. It won't take too long to create, and we'll build a decent little bit of show content out of that. And make real good videos and take me about a week or two to create. I should be able to pop those out fairly decent. In fairly decent time frames. So look forward to them. So I'm looking at kind of going through my live stream drawings and figure out which ones will do really well as standalone paintings. And this could be another one. You can also see her done on a t-shirt as well. Kind of neat. Okay. You got just a little bit here in the mouth. It's tempting just to put a big block of ink in there. But it's gotta be the right tone, the right amount of water. Even for the tiniest little details. That's the difference between a good drawing and a great drawing. Well, the robot's coming along. Next we jump in with a gray. Not gonna put any rust or anything with this pot. Oh, I'm tempted to add a little more elements to the background. I haven't fully decided just yet, but tempted. We'll see if that actually happens here by the end. I'm digging my new drafting table setup though. That is pretty nice. Has a lot more functionality than my other. Well, I was gonna say my other way I had it set up, but really it was just everything tossed up and above my cutting board here. I had a camera view. It wasn't the best setup in the world. Yeah. Looking forward to showing that off in the studio tour video that I'm getting ready to film. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because that studio tour, if you're curious what my space looks like and want to see a walkthrough, we're gonna be rolling that out next week. Pretty excited about it. Hopefully you guys show up and check it out. Had a few people request to see the studio. I figured now's the time. And it'll give me a good record of the studio as well, so when I have in the future I can always look back and reference what my studio used to look like. It's not my first studio. I've been through several of them at this point. This is the current version of the studio. It's ever growing. There was a time when I thought I'd never get the studio to this caliber. Now that I have, I'm always looking forward to the next version of my studio. I just piece things together as time and money allows. And over the years, I've been able to build myself up a nice, decent little studio. Alright, try not to get too heavy on the gray, but it's definitely needs some. We'll come back in with the white in a minute. We'll wash all this together. Gray against the blue and the other, what am I using? Cyan and the indigo. And put a little gray over top it, wash it with white, bam, you got instant metallic. Took me a couple robots to figure that out, but once I did, looking nice. Okay, I guess it's about the right amount of gray here. I don't want to go overboard with her. Now we need to jump into the Payne's gray. Very nice. You gotta be ready to move in that house by now, WT. I know you've been waiting for quite some time. I think you said it got pushed back a little bit, right? So you'll be in there by fall, hopefully. Yeah, I definitely encourage you to set up a garage studio. 100%. Got to a little tighter brush here. We're gonna jump in here a little Payne's gray now. We're just going to push in our shadows a little bit darker in just a few spots. Using this Payne's gray. Very subtle. I don't want to use a whole lot of this. Almost too much right there. That was a little lot, but that's okay. All right. Now this neckline. Pull that back out with some white. Just Gone just a little heavy on that one. That's okay. We can pull it back out with the white. Not gonna overthink it. Not gonna get too worried about it. The last month, huh? Sounds like you're real close there, WT. Sounds like you're real close. Oh, I just saw one little line I missed. I'm going in real quick. Not a number 8, come on. Number 3 would work. There's one little neckline right here I wanted to get in there. There we go. Alright. You'll see why later. A little color break area. Let's see. Well, I have the colors out. Small detail, but this tiny little rivet. I want it to be metal as well, so tap of indigo, tap of cyan, of course. Indigo is all dried out. One drop of that. Tiniest drop. I only need one little spot. All my inks are right in front of me now, all displayed out in the colors so I can see everything that I've got. And that is fantastic. Really liking that. I might go with purple on the pearls, I'm thinking. Alright. Now we'll go in here with some white. Moving out to our details. I'm gonna need my thinner brush for that detail. Right now it's probably almost impossible to see with the tiny little work that I'm doing, but we're just cleaning a few of the lines up. Okay. Okay, pretty good. Take a look at this in. There's Payne's gray now. Let's fill that mouth in. Just take my time. Be very careful. Those are the kind of mistakes you don't want to have. Darker the color, the harder the fix. But there we go. Cool. Kind of a little metallic nurse. Let's wait and see on those eyebrows what color I want to go with. Still debating. Alright, 46 minutes in. And we got the head done. Ready to move on to the next portion of it. Now I know I want to go with like some blue sleeves, but we want to make it a little bit different than the face. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap out the cyan now. And we'll pull out the turquoise. Real similar colors, but just slightly different. So it gives a little different tone. Okay. We're going to add the white to it because we don't want to go with the true blue. I want this very, very muted. So we're going to add a lot of white. Just a tiny bit of this turquoise. Thin it down a lot. More turquoise than that. There we go. Again, trying pretty hard to stick with that vintage palette. I just kind of want to stay nice and loose here, kind of just mimicking loose fabric. like that. Now we're just gonna take a little bit of this turquoise, mix it with a little bit of Payne's gray. And discover how dark I really want to go with it. Kind of an experiment here. Again, like I said, the intention in the future is to take these to larger paintings. These can become more or less studies, what I want to do. That's kind of how I'm treating them. They're kind of, I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do with this pen and ink style, these acrylic inks. And honestly, I think the really realistic is I'm just creating them more like studies, like practicing ideas and concepts and just getting new, different ideas out, see what works, see what sticks. I've done quite a few at this point. The initial thing was just to do something I could do in a timely manner for YouTube and get some video content out. But I'm making transitions to more word I'm looking for, just more real world uses for it here in my studio. Like, what can I actually do with them? What's the purpose of them? And yeah, I think studies. That's really what I'm coming down to. I'm doing studies and concepts and techniques and all kinds of stuff with them. So find out what works and what doesn't. Like right now, I can tell you this much. These folds in the fabric are not working really. Not too much. So, kind of figuring out that that was a bad idea, but not a big deal. Study. Keep working this until it looks good. Yeah. There's a point when you can overwork a subject. However, you can work it quite a bit. So if you make a mistake, don't be too afraid to like, oh man, I totally screwed up. Well, work it a little bit. You know, just be cautious not to overwork it. But you know, there's a point now where I could definitely overwork this. That's for sure. But we got some room. Let's play. Experiment, see what we come up with. Okay, that array looks better right there. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Bring it in. Kind of like way it feathers out there. But yeah, see, that looks better. Now we're gonna go in with some dark, some medium teal. Now I'll come back in with the white highlights over top of it all and clean it all up, all this detail work. And then that makes a big difference. There we go. What I once hated, now I don't mind so much. Now this is where I could easily go back over here and screw the pooch again, but wanna hate that. Kind of seeing it more like a shimmery type material. Maybe velvet. That was something along those lines. Silk, velvet. There we go. All right, now we got the white. Got the nurse's outfit, uniform. Of course, that big red cross that'll come in. That'll make it really pop, come together when we get to that point. But what colors do we want to use here? We want to keep it simple and we gotta make sure it remains to look white. I'm thinking we're taking some sepia tone. The umber, this should be the sepia tone. Yep. We want to be very subtle with this. Take some sepia. Take some gray. And indigo. I don't know why I'm putting so little ink out. Hey Funkaton, what's up, my friend? There we go. We're starting to roll into the hour mark. People are starting to show up. That's good. All right. Gray, and I'm gonna put a little more sepia tone out. Went a little bit light on all my ink. All right. Keep it nice and light. We don't want to get too don't want to get too dark right away. Cool. Yep, I think these color choices are going to work out pretty nice. I was a little nervous when you start going, well, I'm going to add brown because you think it's going to get dirty and muddy, but no, I think it gives it a warmth if you do it right. Easy to make it dirty and muddy, so you got to be very careful about just exactly how much warmth you're going to give it. So far, that's why I always say work really watery and light in the beginning. Then you can kind of always adjust and build as you go. Out. We're just kind of right now working on our shadows. Trying to find wherever our light is casting. Building up as we go. Much. Cool. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Of course, just like we do the metal face, I will add a little white. We'll blend some colors in as well on this. Try to make it look a little bit better. Now we add straight gray, not much. Okay. Starting to get muddy, but we'll clean it up. Sometimes you gotta get muddy. Work on that hat a little bit. Need more gray. More gray. More cowbell. Alright, we're really going to have to lighten that up a little bit. I got a bit darker than I intended. That's okay. We will fix it in post. Alright, we are going to lighten that quite a bit. But first, I think I need to bring in a little indigo on top. Now, there's always a danger that this could turn out a little more green than I intend. So let's just try one little spot first. too bad, but definitely that's all right. That I can live with. 100%. In fact, looks really good. I can definitely live with that. All right, we're gonna keep this detail super subtle. All right, take it later, WT. Thanks for showing up, my man. Right, we're gonna get some work done on it now. Moving right along. Excellent. The same thing up here now. All right. Cool. Actually, I want to just a little, just blue up here. A few spots, kind of match it up with that shirt. Just like so. Super subtle detail. Not always the really bold, bright detail work, you know, that's obvious. It makes a piece look great. Sometimes it's very super subtle details that pull a piece together. That is what I'm going for. Now I gotta bring in this white and start lighting some of this up. Got a little heavy on the color here on the hat. There we go. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. That looks great. Now, we need to clean up a little bit on this line here where I got a little too much blue. A little blue heavy on the sleeve. There we go. Sometimes some areas it becomes way more obvious than others, and when you're dealing with the breast line, place where your eye is naturally drawn to, it can be a little more apparent than most places. So you gotta make sure it's nice, clean. super sharp line right there. That helps clean that up. Cool. All right, now piece we've all been meeting for. Just gotta make it a nurse. Nice bright flame red. Probably go with scarlet, but I didn't do the flame. Nope, I lied. This is where I don't want to change up my reds. We are going to switch back to the scarlet red. This is what I use in the background, but now we use a sharper part of it. It'll hold the piece together a little bit better if I stick within the same red hue. And the scarlet and the flame red are very close in tone, but just far enough off that I think it might become an issue. So here I'm tempted to put a big, fat, bold red out, but we're going to start light and work our way in. That'll give us some room to make some adjustments if we need to. But if I go bold right out the gate, it becomes harder to make adjustments or add any other colors to it. Which in case I probably add a little bit of purple in here. Just because I want to bring purple into the necklace, and I want to just have somewhere else in the piece where purple plays in to hold the whole piece together. The one thing I didn't want to do is color outside the lines. I failed. White. Yeah, I learned that in kindergarten. Coloring between the lines helps. There we go. Trying to see if I want to make a little there we go. Leave a few little areas like a lighter pink, and this will just help make it. I'll do the exact same thing up here. Depth by doing it this way. Now, like I said, we're gonna bring in a little purple here because we want purple in the necklace. I get insanely carried away here. Just want a little bit. Just kind of adds texture to the cross. Gives it a little bit of depth. Yeah. Super subtle, super light. Looks fantastic. Now we got to come in here with these pearls. white, purple, just a little bit of red. Hopefully not get my big old head in there too badly. I've got to get close so I can see over my glasses. Like so. Now we're going back in with purple, darker purple. Add a little shadow in each one. All right. Now, some indigo. No, I want to go with some. Need a little bit of Payne's Gray, just a little bit. Add some shadow detail. Just about ready to move on to hair and eyes. We'll have our little weekly drawing done. What do we got? Hour and 18 minutes. Ah, that's not too bad. We'll have this one done before 2-hour mark today. If you guys are enjoying the video, I do hope you'll do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Come join us weekly by hitting that bell notification and giving that happy thumbs up just to show me a little bit of love. Some of you are here, you watched the video, and you appreciated it. Again, guys, I thank you very much for showing up, being part of the journey. Do hope you'll consider showing up again. I know I, for one, really enjoy having you guys here with me. Clean it up a little bit, add the detail lines in here. You know, it was looking good before, but this is a little bit of shadow, but actually really pull the piece together. Look pretty. Cool. I think the color palette looks pretty sharp. I'm super happy with it. Love to know what you guys think. By all means, drop me a line, let me know. Hit me in the comments. Now, of course, gotta go with a... I think I'm gonna stick with the blue eyes. You know what? I got this turquoise out. Let's keep the eyes in this turquoise. I'm gonna make a match up with the shirt, I think. Right, slightly different approach to the eyes. A real simple look to them this time. There we go. Something a little bit different. Really simple, but quite the impact. Okay. Now we got ourselves a rosy little blonde, so we're gonna go with ochre, I think. I'm gonna do a little bit more of an outline to her when I get all settled. Okay. Ochre, a sepia tone, and maybe a little bit of orange to it. Just to give her a little bit of a tinge. Let's see. Orange or Indian? I'll go with Indian yellow, just to brighten up some areas. Of an orange. Indian yellow is a really dark golden orange color. Okay. So we've got brushes. A little wider here, and we're just going to start by filling in. We're going to leave a lot of white space in this, though. I don't want to get... Definitely going to leave the white highlighted areas white. Okay. Hey, thanks, Beton. Appreciate it. Funkaton. Appreciate you hanging with me, bud. Again, the curse of not going live last week. It always results in some dead live streams, and you gotta spend a little while building it up. I always appreciate everybody for showing up, that's for sure. Right. A little bit of white highlight in the very back, but that's mostly hidden, so we're going to actually darken a lot of this here in a minute. All right. Okay, we got the blondness in. Got some white highlights areas. Now, actually, come back in a little bit here. Okay. Now that sepia tone and the ochre. Make some nice dishwater blonde color here. There we go, that looks good. Liking that. Okay. Still blonde, but we're keeping it lively. I think that's the word we're looking for. I'm going to create movement and interest within the hair. All nicely and blended together. I'll add some highlight stuff here in a little bit. First things first, let's go just a tiny bit darker on the sepia tone in just a few little areas. Too dark because we don't want to turn our blonde hair into a brown hair, to a brunette. Start working it back up to the blonde here. It looks awfully bright on my iPad screen, but I think we're okay. Now, this is where I said I was going to add a little bit of this. I'm going to come here and add a little of this golden color. Just on the shadow side. Little here on the underneath side here. Cool. Get some. pretty happy with that. That looks good. And we're just about to put an end to this here for today's stream. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna come in here with just a little bit darker lines on. I'll go with the brush pen. I haven't done that in a while. Let me grab my brush pen. Subtly add just a little bit thin pen brush work in some areas. There we go. And keep it super, super subtle. Nice. Cool. Got done with this. Just wanted a little bit of line weight variation, just to make it pop a little bit. Definitely right here on the. Yep, gotta do this. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. You get it. Alright, on that note, guys, we're going to sign this one and be done. This is actually number 50, so we've now officially finished 50 of these live streams. Thank you to everyone who's been showing up for them. If you haven't, I do hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell notification, because I would love to have you come back here again, watch another one of the videos. Join me in the live stream, join me in the chat. Also grab a piece of paper and pencil and join me there. Draw with me and hang out with me. I would encourage everybody to work on their own work while they're hanging. And just see what you can do. Push your own skills and abilities. Cool. And that is our nurse. Okay, let's give it a bit of a peel. Check out the final piece. I think my daughter will be quite happy with it. I'll show her in a second. See if I get the actual okay from the boss lady. Today's idea came from my daughter, who has been asking me for a while now to draw her a nurse robot. So here we go. Got my daughter her nurse. If you're interested in purchasing this one or any of my other live streams, you can always jump over to the website, StinkyRobotArt.com. All my work is available for sale on StinkyRobotArt.com. It'll be under print page, and then currently you have to contact me if you want to buy this specific one. Just tell me you're interested in buying episode number 50. Is it still available? And if it is, you'll go through my blind box page and purchase under the blind boxes, and I will send you this exact one. There's instructions on the website of how to purchase them. Again, I'll be changing those fairly soon. Make them all just direct purchases, so something that one of those projects that needs to happen just hasn't happened quite yet. All right. I appreciate it, P-Funk. Thanks for showing up, WT, P-Funk. Thanks for hanging out in the chat with me. For anyone else who showed up and watched the video, I appreciate that. We'll jump over here to the split screen, but there she is. There's the nurse in all her glory. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you'll join me next time here on the video, on the chat line and the live stream. So guys, see you later. Don't forget, I am filming a studio tour this weekend, and I'll be dropping the video on either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So stay tuned for the studio tour video that is coming out soon, guys. Adios. Have a good night. I'll see you next time.